Crafters, it's Louise with you today on behalf of Kitaholic Kits, and I am sharing my first layout using the fabulous January kits. Now this page actually started off with no particular plan in mind. I opened up my kit, pulled out the first thing that sort of grabbed my attention. I'd already picked my photos, so that was easy to work with, and basically I just used the paper and the embellishments in the kit to guide exactly what I was going to do. Now in the very beginning you'll see that there is a little bit of fiddling around. I find myself lacking a little bit in creative mojo at the moment, so I do tend to spend a little bit more time trying to place elements, trying to really create a page that I'm proud to have in an album. So it's a little bit more challenging at the moment. Sometimes your creativity flows and sometimes it takes a little bit of extra work. So you'll see as I go through this process there is a bit of backwards and forwards, but the final layout that I end up with is really something that I enjoyed and that I'm happy to see in my album. Now one of the little tricks I'm going to show you is that when I am using a 12 by 12 sheet of patterned paper, if I need to back it, I'll actually pull out a piece of, in my head I call it ugly paper, that I will never actually create a layout with, so that pink, bright, floral, roses background I would never create a page with. So I actually keep it and use it to use it to cover rather than wasting white cardstock, because you're not going to see any of it, but it's just there to help hold those layers together until I'm ready to stick them down. So one of the things that I really liked about this kit was the florals, and especially that little pop of orange. So the photos that I chose were from many years ago. I recently discovered a box of photos hidden away, and it contained a lot of old printed photos that I hadn't actually scrapped before. So this was like playing scrapbook bingo and getting the jackpot. So what I'm doing is going through and scrapping some of those photos, and I really like the way this collection looked. It's got that sort of blessed, love, grateful, hearts, flowers thing going on. Coming up to this Valentine's time of year, it's certainly a fun way to scrap your memories. So I'm having a look, and at this point I'm sort of thinking, okay, I'm really liking where this is going. I like the texture in the background with that bit of raised up with cardboard. I like the way the layers are coming together. I really just want to add something to sort of not only dull down this really vibrant piece of paper, so I'm using some white heavy gesso for that, but I also want to add a little bit of colour in there as well. So I'm going to use the Kaiser Mist gold spray. It was in last month's kit, and I'm actually going to paint that on with a paintbrush. So you could spray it if you wanted to, but for me, I needed a little bit of control. I only really wanted it to go where I had the gesso. So a couple of splatters first, and then just using my paintbrush. Because the paper has warped a little bit, you can see that colour starts to settle into some of those ridges and valleys, but what I'm doing is just with my heat gun as I'm drying it, spreading that paint around, spreading that mist around so that it's actually got quite an even coverage, and you can see that when it dries it has this lovely sort of textured thick appearance in some areas, and it's sort of a bit thinner in other areas. So nothing particularly technical here, but as I said in the beginning, took me a little while to put this together because that lack of mojo slowed me down a bit, but at the same time I'm pretty pleased with how this one came about. One of the things that I particularly enjoy about these kits is that the thought process really has been taken away from you. So you don't have to think particularly hard about elements in the collection. Everything has all been pre-thought of for you, so it's an easy matter of just taking what's available, letting your creativity flow, and just creating. So this particular page was that for me. It was a chance to just have a play, and whatever took my fancy is what I created with. So I think lately I've been struggling a little bit because I haven't sort of discovered a new technique or something that I like to do on a page, but I'm getting there and starting to settle back into not necessarily what's popular or what's in vogue at the moment, but what my preferred style is. Now, as much as I've got a lot of words in the background, I still felt like I needed a title. So that's what I'm looking for at the moment, is just trying to get a title that's going to suit this page and just finish it off that little bit extra. So I hope that you have enjoyed my first layout with the January kits, and if you haven't cracked into your kits already, please make sure that you open them up and have a bit of a play, get creating, and of course make sure you hit the little subscribe button, and of course check out Kitaholic Kits if you haven't already. So thanks for watching.